PhatPhish Guitar Studio. I'm Dave, and in this video I'm going to be answering a question that was sent in to me by Peter. So Peter's question is this. He says, I bought an Eric Clapton Strat and the tremolo is not fitted at all and is blocked where the springs are. Can I just screw the arm in to get it to work without taking the back off? Unfortunately, the quick answer to that question is no, it's not. There's a couple of other things that you need to do. Good news though is that they're not particularly difficult, so yes, while you do need to take this back plate off to get out the tremolo workings inside, not a difficult job to do, so I'm going to grab a screwdriver and show you what's what. This is one of those jobs I will try to do in front of a camera but invariably end up getting my hand or something in between the camera and the thing you're supposed to be looking at. But here goes. So first off, what we need to do is just remove these screws so we can take the back plate off the guitar. Okay, so once we take the back plate off, we can see what's going on inside the Trem unit itself. So just put the plate and the screws somewhere safe. Now in this case my tremolo unit is set up what we call floating, so it goes both forwards and backwards to raise or lower the pitch. Now what happens in some cases, and this is purely personal preference and there's not necessarily a right way or a wrong way to do it, is people will block the tremolo off. So this is basically to stop the trem from operating. So you know, in such cases you will normally see all 5 springs in here. Here I've got 3 and the claw's kind of set, so I've got a bit of the right sort of balance for upward and downward movement. But people will put 5 springs in here just so that the trem's pulled flat to the guitar body. There's still the issue there that because you've got a balancing act going on between these springs and the tension in the strings, that sometimes if you bend a string, there's enough tension in the string to pull the tremolo away from the guitar body and lower the pitch of the other strings. So if you're doing like 2-note bends, what you'll find is the string that you bend, when you bend it, it causes the string that you're not bending to go out of tune. I think it's one of the reasons why Telecasters are so popular for country music, because they're a hardtail and they don't have this problem. So what happens when we block a tremolo off is, as well as putting the springs in to minimise movement, is there's actually a physical block of wood wedged in between the tremolo block here and the guitar body. So that basically restricts movement. If the tremolo tries to go that way, which would be lowering the pitch of the strings, the block will move it. So the reason that you can't just screw the tremolo arm in and start using the trem is because you need to take that block of wood out to give the tremolo movement, and more likely than not you'll need to set up the balance on the trem with, so as a starting point I would say 3 springs, and that's probably about 3/4 of an inch, maybe half an inch length of screw there with the claws away from the body. And it just becomes a bit of a balancing act between the tension in the springs and how far forward or how far back the claw is to give you the tension in the trem, pulling this way against the tension in the strings, pulling the trem the other way. But once you've got that block removed and springs set up, you're ready to go. So put the back plate on and screw it back in. So as you can see, not a difficult thing to do, but as with anything on a guitar, if you're not entirely comfortable about wielding screwdrivers, take it to your local guitar tech and let them do it. It's much better to let a trusted pair of hands do some work on your guitar rather than perhaps risking doing some damage if you're not confident about doing the work yourself. But like I say, it is fairly straightforward, and most DIY people should be able to do a job like that. Okay, I hope you found that useful. If you did, please click like down there. If you want to be notified of other videos that I've posted onto the PhatPhish Guitar Studio YouTube channel, then please click subscribe. You're welcome to leave a comment below, but if you've got a question or suggestion for a future video, anything you want me to address, whether it's about guitar maintenance, guitar gear, playing, music theory, anything like that, you're much better off doing what Peter did and going here, filling that form in and sending your question in that way. Don't always see comments left on YouTube videos, but I do always see questions that are sent in through that form. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.